Hey everybody, welcome to another Quarantine with CorinthTeens Daily Devo. We're going to keep things rolling with our student leader series on showing Jesus inside and out of the church. So what does it look like to reflect him? What does it look like to make improvements? What does it look like to influence those around us? All sorts of good stuff. Today, Jaden Cotton has some stuff to share with us. So Jaden, it's all you, starting right now.
Hey guys, it's Jaden. Today I was just going to talk to you guys about being intentional with your influence. And a lot of people think that they don't have enough followers to make an impact on anybody. But when I start to think like that, I just remember this quote from the movie I Still Believe. And it says, "If I can lead at least one person to Jesus, it'll all be worth it." And that just reminds me how important it is to make an impact on people's lives and show them who Jesus is. God can use one little moment to change someone else's life and eternity. This means it's important to have love for other people. Jesus even commands it in John chapter 13, verse 34. "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you, you are also to love one another." When you reflect, I bet there's a lot of little moments in your life that got you thinking about Jesus in a new way. Like, personally, I remember when my friend Jaden invited me to Corinth for the first time on a Wednesday night. It was just for fun, to meet new people and have fun with Jaden. But it grew into so much more than that. It showed me that influence is not always obvious or instant. You can make an impact on people's lives, but sometimes we get frustrated because it's not always as fast as we would want it to be. But the invite and the fun that I had at church, it planted a seed in me. It also showed me that God has his own timing, and it's important that we trust him. But we are in control of our own actions, so it's important to be intentional. How can we be intentional, you might be asking? Well, I think you can be intentional by just being kind to people. Compliment someone, say hello in the hallway, check in on a friend, just text them and see how they're doing. Send someone a letter. It's the little things in life that matter and that can make a difference in someone else's day. Another way to be intentional is prayer. I read a quote and it said, "Prayer is not the least we can do for someone. Prayer is the most we can do." And in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1, it says, "I urge you, first of all, to pray for all people. Ask God to help them, intercede on their behalf, and give thanks for them." So I think prayer is a really, really good way to be intentional. Something else that sticks out to me is the story of the woman of Samaria. She was shunned by society. She was just outcasted. People looked at her as immoral. But at the well one day, Jesus just simply spoke to her, and he told her a lot about her past and about herself. And she was just amazed. And she was like, "Is this the Christ?" And she ran into town to tell everyone about him. And people believed her, and she led people to Christ. And I think this story really shows that you don't have to be perfect or have it all together to lead people to him. And I think another really good takeaway from the story is that being kind can change someone's life. The little things are important, and they can change the course of someone's day. And my big takeaway for today is to go out and plant seeds. Show people what it's like to love like Jesus.
Great words, Jaden. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Being kind to someone can change their life. Let's plant seeds and show people what it looks like to love like Jesus. Here's a question and a challenge for you today. What is one thing you can do to be kind to someone, to show them what it looks like to love like Jesus? And then just go do it. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.